Guys, this is NSD Undead. We're here for another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today we're going to do a champion showcase on Mistrider Daithi. He is my favorite epic in the game, and I'll show you why and prove to why he's actually so good. So I'll show you his build first, and we'll go over his kit. So he has a pretty strong build on him. I mean, I'm super endgame. I'm putting a lot of stats on him. Almost 7k attack, which is a lot. 231 speed. 277 crit damage, and you do want accuracy on him, but you don't need a crazy amount, and I'll show you why here in a second. But 261 accuracy. So he is also in Cruel and Savage. He has just this for some stats here, and then this will help in dungeons, but that's it. So let's go through his kit and why he's so good. A1 has a chance of removing a buff, which is nice, but the bigger part is a 20% chance when booked to give you an extra turn. It's like having Relentless on all the time. And then his A2 is an AoE decreased defense and grants us an extra turn if you land all your decreased defense. So he's just constantly cycling through turns. And then his A3 is a self buff for increased accuracy and increased attack. And then he gets an extra turn on top of it, so he could go straight into this and then go straight into this. He could just keep cycling turns if you get pretty lucky. It's fun to watch, and he's really strong and actually does good damage. Yes, I have a 6-star blessing, and I'm using Crushing Rend, so that is also a big part of why he can do so much damage. But an epic is at least a little easier to get up to this point, but definitely not easy. This is a super endgame build, but you can definitely cycle it down a little bit, and you could still use him, and he's just going to perform at wherever you are in the game. These are the masteries I chose for him. I will be ending with this when I get the masteries for it, but it's just normal, a bunch of damage, Helm Smasher to ignore defense, and then accuracy stuff, and then extending debuff, so he gets a longer uptime on his decreased defense. So that's his build for you. Let's take him into Dragon 23, and we'll show you some damage on him. We'll show you him with Lydia and without Lydia, just to show you kind of what he can do by himself, and then when you buff him with somebody else. So let's get into it. So shield, decrease defense, and weaken. We still will self buff for the increased attack, and then his AoE. 293, 314, so it looked like 230 to like 314,000, and this is an epic, guys. That self buffs himself and everything. Let's see what his A1 does. Almost 300. Now, like I said, that's with that 10% gem and stuff, but he's just so good. Let's see what he does by himself here. So we'll self buff, and then 119, 177, and that's with him placing the decreased defense. But you see how he got an extra turn? So then he could just go in and kill somebody else. And this is why he is so good by himself. So that's the damage you could do with him. I made a fun little team to kind of showcase him in just stage 20 of the event dungeon. And it's just Godseeker and Mistrider Daithi. And I don't even know if Godseeker needs to be in here. But this is a pretty cool little team, actually, because it actually does pretty good. And you could even run food with it if you wanted to, which is neat. So, now, if you couldn't make a build like this, I don't think you'd have to be as strong. And I don't think I have anything super crazy on my Godseeker. We could show her build after this, but it's just stay alive and healing, a regen set, so if he does go down, she could revive him, and then she also is healing him to get through. But look at all those turns. He just took 3 turns in a row, and it's just because of his kit is just so fun to use like that. And he's super powerful. I mean, he's chunking away here, no problem, and just going to town. Look at that, no worries, didn't even need help. 2.4 million damage, 49-second run, not even bad. So that's him there. The reason why, what kind of showed him off for me is Not in this rotation, but in another rotation, he's in this stage, S19 of Curse City Heart. And in this stage, you have double Harima, Yumiko at the back end, but on the very first wave, it's double Taurus Marichka, and he will one-shot Marichka for me in that stage. So I can actually get through it, and he's just so good. So that's what is possible of him if you need him to do that for you. And then the last thing I kind of wanted to show, we already seen how he can do in waves and stuff, and you could bring that into Doom Tower too, and he'll just help you clear waves in Doom Tower as well. Because he could be your just decreased defense champion, right? But he's also bringing a lot of damage. But we're going to actually showcase him in Hydra hard. We're going to use him as my main decreased defense champion. And then we got a couple of damage dealers, block buffs, provoke, normal stuff. Let's see how he performs. We're going to let this run out until like stage or probably like 20-ish boss turns. And we'll see how he amounts to the other damage dealers, for one, and while he's bringing the decreased defense. So, and we got to remember that he's not using that 10% damage for the dungeon gem anymore because we're not in a dungeon. But we seen him do like 240k there. And then let's see what Ninja does with his A1 or whatever he's going to use here next. And we'll kind of compare it a little bit. 540k on the deadhead with no decreased defense. Goes again. Killed that head. 770. Taking turns like crazy. 900. We can't really compare it with Hail Burn. We'll wait for Ninja, and then we'll take it off of auto and try Ninja's out versus his. So we'll give them both increase attack. So let's hit this far left. Let's buff up and get decreased defense out. Okay, 314. Okay, so let's hit that head with Ninja. 875. Okay. So let's get around. Hopefully we don't kill the head. We're not going to do that right now because we don't want to kill this head. We still have increased attack. That doesn't matter. Okay, so he did 875. 810. See how close that damage is? And I'll show you Ninja's build after this. It's good. He doesn't have the 6-star crushing rend. But it's actually a really solid build on Ninja as well. And we'll let this play out until boss turn 20, and then I'll end it so you guys could see the damage he's doing. But it's pretty awesome to just see an epic. I mean, this is an epic we're talking about here that can do the numbers that our legendaries are doing. He's a legendary and epic skin in my opinion. And he's also just my favorite epic in the game. He's so fun to use. It's cool just to watch him go. Almost 800 on that dead head. So we got about 6 more turns here on the boss turns, and then we'll end it. Now Ninja, we got to keep in mind that he will build up over time, and if you put him with Lady Mikage, he'll also do more damage there. He just killed himself. But this just goes to show you like how close this team could actually do, in my opinion. It's kind of falling apart. Let's just end it since it's already turn count 20 anyways. With a little bit of messing up and everything there, he did 7.2 million, keeping up with Grawl, which I'm pretty sure I have a build on him. And a max HP hitter and out damaged Ninja quite a bit. Okay? So let's go back and I'll show you their builds just to prove the point of they're not weak builds on those champions either. So we have Ninja in 6-piece Merciless, right? So 35% ignore defense, so he gets a little more off of gear. 221, 321 crit damage, and 7,000 attack. So technically his build's better. He just doesn't have the 6-star crushing rend. Instead he has Nature's Wrath and he has this banner that's helping him do more damage as well. So keep that in mind. His masteries, War Master, just normal basic stuff. Grawl, let's see what her build is. Okay, 9-piece Slayer. And she goes into this form, 7,300, 350% crit damage. And kept up with damage with Grawl, even with all the extra attacks. Like, it's crazy how much daithi can actually put in work, right? And this is hers. So, I just wanted to show him off. I don't think he's actually hyped up enough, and I think he's a very, very strong epic. If you have him, do not sleep on him. He can do wonders, and in my opinion, he's very worth building, even for endgame content. I mean, he was just keeping up with Ninja in Hydra. So, let me know what you think. Put your thoughts down below. If you haven't, like and subscribe, and I'm planning on doing more videos like this. And yeah, I'll catch you guys all on the next one. Bye.